From a career in the NHL, winning the Stanley Cup, and now coaching, assistant coach Sylvain Lefebvre has quite a story. And Chase DeLeo puts on a mic for a game to take us closer to the action.
It's in!
That and much more on the latest edition of Gulls All Access, presented by California Coast Credit Union.
Wrap around.
Hello and welcome to Gulls All Access presented by California Coast Credit Union. My name is Andy Zilch with BJ McPherson. 1 month left in the regular season. It's been a quick sprint here in the abbreviated season. BJ, as we look back, we still have a lot more hockey left to be played, but there's been some good games that have been put in the books already, and I'd like to get your impressions of the San Diego Gulls and this 2021 season.
Well, this 2021 season has been like a lot of things this year. It's been up and it's been down, but there's been a lot more ups for the team. The way they started the season out on the 6-0 start, you got to like starting a hockey season like that, to where they kind of got put in their place a little bit and went down on a little streak, where you got a losing streak. Not the way you want to go, but the team held their head high and they were able to come out of it and throw another one of those streaks.
The reason why the American Hockey League wanted to move forward with this season was a primary focus of the development of the players playing in this league. Now, with that being said, what has been your impressions of the younger players this season?
So when you talk about the young guys coming up this year, I talk about guys like Bougru, Dostal, Perreault. Bougru, for me right now, is a great number 2 centerman here who can play against the top lines on any other team in the American Hockey League. You look at Perreault, here's a perennial goal scorer, not having an easy time because it's not easy in American Hockey League. Dostal looks like a 10-year veteran in net. The poise he holds. The goaltending all around for the organization, I think, is just great. But for the young guys like Trevor Zegras, the way he's able to jump up, been in the NHL, back down in American League right now, getting accustomed to the center ice play. Again, a lot of young rookies doing well this year.
Any surprises that you've had on this team so far, whether it be younger players or older players?
Well, I got to say Bougru, and the reason I say that is he's one of those centermen, can play against anybody, can put the puck in the net, but what I like is his two-way game, the way he plays defense as a centerman. I know that sounds weird when you say plays defense as a centerman. Well, centermen, their number one job in your own zone is you are that third defenseman. You got to play everywhere on the ice as a centerman. And I believe Bougru, he just looks so versatile and he looks a lot older the way he plays the game.
We have a month left in the regular season, and there's some teams that we want to circle on the schedule as games we're looking forward to. Of course, the Ontario Reign always bring a great performance against the Gulls. But BJ, who do you think will be the toughest opponent for the Gulls the rest of the way?
For me right now, it's this Henderson team. Henderson's a tough team, and every time it seems for me that the Gulls play them, it's at the end of a road trip, or there's some call-ups and we've got a few injuries. The Henderson team has got a lot of depth. They've got goal scoring. Seems like they've always got 6 blue liners that have been there all season. But for me, it's the Henderson team is a tough team to play against.
BJ McPherson, we always appreciate your insight on Gulls All Access.
Thanks very much, Andy.
We continue to move northbound and a focus on recent Gulls players that have made it to the Anaheim Ducks, made an impact, and recently made great milestones. Today we look at goaltender Anthony Stolarz, who made a career-tying 38-save performance on March 28th in a 3-2 overtime victory at St. Louis.
Kick saved by Stolarz, who got the right pad out.
Stolarz then surpassed that marker on April 12th, recording a franchise record 46 save shutout en route to a 4-0 victory over the San Jose Sharks. He also recorded the primary assist on Josh Manson's overtime goal,
Stolarz advances the puck,
becoming the 6th goaltender and first up in NHL history to record a primary assist on an overtime goal. Secondly, we'll discuss the San Diego Gulls captain, and directly following a 7-3 win against the Barracuda, he received a call-up to Anaheim on April 4th and made his season debut with the Ducks that very night.
After it goes Zegras, good read, got it in front to Carrick, who scores! What a play by Zegras, he read the reverse.
We played a little bit together early on in the season there, and it's nice to be back with him here.
Carrick scored and engaged in a really good bout in his first game. In his second game, he collected an assist and fought once again, but this time to a familiar name in Jeffrey Viel of San Jose. Finally, forward Chase DeLeo made his season debut on April 9th against the Colorado Avalanche. That marked his 3rd career game with the Anaheim Ducks. Time for a break, but coming up, Gulls coach Sylvain Lefebvre's life in hockey. We'll be right back. Gulls fans, the next Fox 5 broadcast will be on Sunday, April 25th at 5 o'clock as the Gulls and Henderson Silver Knights battle. Again, puck drops just after 5 o'clock on April 25th, right here on Fox 5 San Diego.
Back to the line, Lefebvre drives, scores! Lefebvre ripped it from the blue line, a crowd in front of the net.
and Lefebvre is drilling Keith Jones.
There's a couple of rakes in a and he goes down.
And Colorado's Sylvain Lefebvre.
And a shot score from the blue line top shelf.
We're pleased to be joined by the assistant coach for the San Diego Gulls, Sylvain Lefebvre. Going back to your childhood, and you're born in between Montreal and Quebec City, a little bit closer to Montreal, but with that being said, who was your team growing up? And it seems like the simple answer would be the Canadiens. Is that right?
Well, it's funny you're asking because, it was the Canadiens, but also, at a younger age, it's the only team we could watch on television. And then my dad was a big Habs fan, and then the Nordiques came along, and I started cheering for the Nordiques just to kind of spice things up in the house, to be against my dad. But and it's funny, I ended up playing for both teams. But lucky enough, I'm one of the very few players, even from Quebec, that played for both organizations, and I feel very fortunate to have done that.
And then you move along and you're playing for the Montreal Canadiens. And as a team that you just talked about that you grew up watching on television, your dad liked, how was it putting on that jersey for the very first time? And what do you remember from that first NHL game?
Well, what I remember is that my knees were kind of buckling under me. I was so nervous, but I was really happy for my dad. It was very emotional for my dad, for me to play for his favorite team, and you know what, the Montreal Canadiens, it's like a religion in the whole Quebec, and being able to not only play for them but play in the NHL and realizing my dream, it was unbelievable feeling, and it was just a highlight of my life, that's for sure.
Quebec Nordiques have been sold to the Comsat Entertainment Group and will be moving to Denver, Colorado for the 1995-96 season.
I'm sure as a Quebec native and as a guy that you said you also had a little bit of a liking to the Nordiques, was that an emotional move not only for you, but I'm sure for all of the Quebec province with the team departing to the States?
Being so close to home, we could feel, what was going on, and especially in Quebec City. But the whole province of Quebec was just saddened by the loss of that team, and from the move from Quebec to Colorado, restaurants, business owners, fans, everybody. It was just devastating for a lot of people. The other thing is for us to win the Stanley Cup the first year in Colorado was at the same time, it was kind of bittersweet for the fans in Quebec. Some of them were bitter from the move, and other fans, they just stuck with us and kept cheering for us. And but it was hard. It was hard for everybody in the whole province of Quebec.
Well, you talk about winning the Stanley Cup, and that team, you could see how special it was when they were with the Nordiques, but when you roll over to Colorado, it just became that more impactful. In your eyes, what was so special about that team to win a Stanley Cup?
Well, it was the experience that some guys had, winning other cups with some other teams, and with Patrick Roy, Claude Lemieux, Mike Keane, Peter Forsberg, Joe Sakic, just to name those guys. Those are Hall of Famers, and we had such a great team. And not only on the ice, but off the ice, we were a very close, group of guys. We were like family. And that's where it started. And we believed in ourselves. We believed in our group. And even, playing the Detroit Red Wings that year, where they had like 130 some points, almost like a record regular season year. And you know what? Going into that series, we were very confident. And just coming out from two tough series against Vancouver and Chicago. Those were good times, and times that I'll cherish and remember for the rest of my life. And when you always talk or meet with guys that you played with back then, it's like it was just like yesterday.
That you talk about that Detroit series, and then that rivalry too, in the mid to late '90s between the Avalanche and the Red Wings. In the States, that was an incredible rivalry to watch. But do you think that was the best rivalry that you've played a part of in your career?
I just think that it was just an unbelievable rivalry that we created, and it started in '96 in the playoffs with probably the hit from Lemieux on Draper, and then from there it's just history. Every game that we played against them, it was just a battle. It was very physical. There was fights, there was some big hits, and it was great hockey. It was great to be part of it. And you know what? Detroit got our number the 2 years following that, and they won 2 cups after. So it was not only a great rivalry, but 2 really good teams just going at it.
And after your playing career, you love the sport so much, you decided to move into coaching. But what influenced you to try a hand at coaching and go behind the bench?
Well, it's a good question. At first, I wasn't sure that that's what I wanted to do, and I remember telling my wife and kids, I said, you know what, I'm going to start slowly, and got involved with a junior A team back home. And my wife one day told me, she said, every time that you leave to go and practice, I said, you leave with a smile on your face, and you look like you're having fun. And that kind of stayed with me there, and I really enjoyed teaching, really enjoyed giving back to not just the community, but to players that want to live the same dream that I lived for those years. And if I could help someone somehow, not just hockey-wise, but sometimes it's just conversations that you have, and just give back your knowledge and experience on life and on hockey. And for me, it was just enough to hook me to coaching.
What do you like to be known as a coach? Like when a player walks out, or when he's done in his year under you, what would you like a player to say? Sylvain Lefebvre is a coach that blank.
Well, to me, that helped the young guys, learn something and get through the hard times of learning to play the pro game. And I think the way that I teach is positive, and I want to keep it that way.
Time now for a look at the finer points of the game, with BJ's breaking down the plays.
This time we're going to break down the Mahura goal. And again, Mahura's the defenseman, and that's why this is such a great goal to break down. The play starts in the neutral zone. Trevor Zegras, with speed, he's going through the neutral zone. And just as he gets over to the neutral zone, it's a quick give and go with Chase DeLeo. You drop that puck for Chase DeLeo, and Zegras still continues to go to the corner, but on the offside, Mahura is busting to the net. Remember, on any kind of play, you always need a player going to the net. You got to change the flow. So as Zegras drops that puck, he gets it back right away. And what Zegras does, before he gets that puck, he already knows he's got Mahura going to the net. He picks it up, and it's a one-time play on a spin pass, backhand-wise, mind ya. Zegras puts that puck right in front of the net to Mahura, and Mahura wastes no time in burying it. That's the breakdown of the play.
Thanks, BJ. Up next, we'll listen in as Chase DeLeo takes us down on the ice.
Pass, brother.
And a look into the bubble and this season's interesting COVID protocols as Gulls All Access continues. Fans, make sure to play our newest game, our Goal Score 4 Prediction Challenge. Click Check In to win 2 hours before every game to predict what happens in the game that night. The person who finishes at the top of the leaderboard wins player-signed items, including team-signed jerseys and more. Download the Gulls mobile app in the App Store or Google Play to participate today.
Hey, I got Josh, D. I got Josh.
And now, Chase DeLeo takes us down to the ice for the sights and sounds of a recent game.
Good save, bud. Come on. Good stick, 2-3. Good play, bro. Good 10, 2-4. Yep. Back door. Let's try back door play, next one. Yes, sir. It was crossed. Maybe you didn't blow it. You didn't blow it though. It's on the. It's in. It's in. Kidding me? You owe me one. She's coming. She's coming. Pass, brother. Good pass. Way to find me. Way to go. Good night, boys. Great job, Al. No question on that one. Yeah! Hey, that's it, boys. Good job, boys. Good job, man. I went 5 big eats, 5 big eats. In and out tonight, boys. Open late. I guess I'm going for dinner tonight, post game. Post game? Yeah. In and out, baby. Yeah. Get in there, big rat. Hey, little poke. Are you all right, Brennan? Not the pearly whites. Hey, no, you're still hot. Still hot. Here we go! Let him on, Jimmy! Let him on, Jimmy! 6 wants one. Is that you? Oh my God. I don't know why they weren't calling it a goal. There's no crowd. The cutouts don't make much noise. Ole, Simon, let's go. Hunter, let's go, Matt.
The San Diego Gulls have seen a season unlike any other in the past, and of course, because of COVID-19. The Gulls find themselves playing at 5 Point Arena in Irvine, California, that they temporarily call home, and the reason is for the highest safety measures possible. The Gulls are following NHL protocols, which is the highest level of protocols that a team can follow in the American Hockey League. And they are following suit with the Anaheim Ducks on every step possible to remain as safe as possible. Let's give you an inside look on what the San Diego Gulls must do on a day-to-day basis in order to remain safe. It begins in the morning with an app questionnaire that the players must fill out truthfully. Those questions include any type of symptoms that they might have related to COVID-19. And finally, the app concludes with the temperature check that the players must take after they wake up. All this is then submitted for a possible verification to be allowed entrance into any facility that they may enter that day that is in the bubble. That includes visiting arenas and, of course, the home rink in Irvine, California. Once the Gulls arrive to their facility in Irvine, they will then be greeted with another temperature check and their daily COVID nose swab test. There has been different measures that the Gulls have taken this season. That includes virtual meetings between players and coaches. That includes remaining to have masks on when indoors, eating outdoors 6 feet apart, and of course, keeping those masks on until they hit the ice. The Gulls then have different measures that are taken on the road, and as opposed to years past, they are now taking 2 separate buses. And on those buses, there are seating arrangements. In those seating arrangements, you'll see players that are separated by rows, with each player having their own row. Great Park Ice and 5 Point Arena is also taking extreme measures to make sure that not only the players are safe, but also the staff that is working inside the arena to make sure that everybody is following the guidelines as strongly as possible. That includes a strict seating chart for anyone inside and outside the bubble and different walkways that those people must take. The seating charts are located throughout the arena, but there is also large signage that dictates players in the bubble, personnel in the bubble, working staff that is outside the bubble, and the hockey operations staff, and where they should also be allowed to inside the arena. Of course, there is sanitary stations that are located all throughout 5 Point Arena for anyone to remain as clean and safe as possible. This has, of course, been a very unique season, and the Gulls right now find themselves playing without any fans inside 5 Point Arena. The team certainly hopes to get to San Diego as soon as possible, but safety, as you are well aware, is the #1 cause for the Gulls remaining in Irvine. You're not finished learning just yet. Here's BJ to explain some hockey slang.
What's a pylon in hockey? Well, it's something you don't want to be called. It's normally a defenseman who had a forward come and made a move by him or blew by him with speed. And when you're on the bench, you look at your buddy and said, hey, look at that Zegras. He went by that guy like a pylon. It's not what you want to be called. It's for the other team. A toe drag. What's a toe drag? It's when you put the tip of your stick on the puck and you get the other defenseman mesmerized by that puck and you pull it into your body. So the player's going after that puck, but you toe drag that puck from out all the way in. Troy Terry, a bit of a master with the toe drag. He uses it on the power play as he pulls that puck in, gives himself some room to take that shot. A lot of defenders are trying to block the shot. Troy Terry will toe drag it in and get an open shot. That's a toe drag.
Thanks, BJ. That'll wrap up this edition. But join us next time on April 30th at 2:30 as we get to know goaltender Jeff Glass. For the cast and crew, my name is Andy Zilch. Thanks for watching. Gulls All Access, presented by California Coast Credit Union.